Okay, Rabotai, Be'ezrat Hashem, the shiur will be in Lilun Shmat for Eliyahu ben Bircho and of course Yosef ben Angela, the young boy that left us a few weeks ago. Rabotai, in the Sefer Kiteh Tel Milchama, right, when you go out to war, it speaks about over here, what does a person do when his Yetzer Hara overpowers him? We'll see over here, Rabotai, how a person has to be able to conquer the Yetzer Hara. And specifically, this is, of course, going Loleinu on Chas v'Shalom Pegama Brit. But also, it's going to teach us over here from which type of people you have to learn Torah. You can't learn Torah from any random person, Rabotai, even if they're good public speakers, because a rabbi, a Talmid Chacham, whoever teaches, has to have a very important character trait, which is a Yirah Shamayim and good midot. All right, Rabotai, we're going to see it right now. The Gemara, he says over here, the Gemara b'Masechet Kiddushin, Daf Mem Amur Aleph Omeret. In page 40, side 1, it says, Amur Rabbi Ilai Hazaken, the elder said, Im ro'eh Adam, if a person sees, sheyitzro mitgaber alav, if a person sees that the Yetzer Hara is overcoming him, right, to make a sin, chas v'shalom, Yilech lemakom she'en makirin oto, he should go to a place where people don't recognize him. V'yilbash v'tkaseh shuchurim, he should put on black clothing, V'yaseh kemo shilibo chafetz, and then he should do chas v'shalom what his heart desires, meaning he should do the avera. We'll finish, this is not the conclusion. V'al yitchalel shem shamayim b'vahersia, but you should not desecrate Hashem's name in public. Maksha Gemara, but the Gemara says from another place, V'alo katuv, but doesn't the passage doesn't say in another place, Kosh lo chas al kavod kono, Ra'ui lo shelo bal olam, anybody who did not worry about the honor of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he doesn't care for Hashem's honor, it would have been better had he never come to the world. V'ami midubar, and who's this type of person that doesn't care about Hashem? And that's why the Gemara Chazal tell us it's better that he would have never come to the world. Who's that person? Omer Rav Yosef, al mi shover aver beseter. Rav Yosef says, who does averes in hiding, chas v'shalom. Rabotai, so you have over here a clear contradiction. How does one teach? How does Rabbi Ilai Hazaken tell us if you have to do Loleinu Davera, go do it in private? Nobody can see you. But another case says anybody who does an Davera in private, Chas v'Shalom, like you should have never been created. How can he go to a place in hiding? The Gemara answers, Shelo kasha, Rabotai, it is not difficult. You don't have a contradiction in two of the Gemaras. Why? When we say in this Gemara that it was better that he would have never come to this world, said that if he's going to do the Avera in hiding, we're speaking about a person who was able to break his Yetzer Hara. You have to understand, sometimes a person wants to do the Avera, correct? He knows it's not what he knows there's nothing there. But what? He says, let me give in. These type of people, Rabotai, is better that they would never come to the world. You have in your power to. What are you doing, Rabotai? Why do it to yourself? Why break yourself? But over here, when it says you should go do the Avera in hiding, and this where it speaks about a person going in hiding and not do it in public, because the Avera of Chil Hashem is much worse than the Avera you're going to do. Well, where should he go? This he should go in hiding. Over there we speak about a person that is not able to overcome his Yetzer Hara. It is Chas v'Shalom, Rabotai, Lolein, nobody should ever know. That's why we don't judge people, Rabotai, we don't Chas v'Shalom speak about. But if a person is overcome with the Ruach Shtut, with the spiritual impurity, forget it. There's nothing what you can do. It's like anger. I don't know if you guys know what anger is. See, when a person is angry, he'll do everything. And in the end, when he becomes himself, he says, wow, why would I do such a thing? I regret it. If I knew, I would have never even done it. Same thing with Averes, Rabotai. Once the Yetzer Hara takes over you, there's Rabotai. I don't want to say it's game over, but that's what you're looking at. Ubetosfot amru b'shem Rabbeinu Chananel. In Tosfot they say in the name of Rabbeinu Chananel, Chas v'Shalom, God forbid, shehutar lo lavor Avera beseter. Chas v'Shalom, do not learn from this Peshat. Even though if you look in Rashi over there, Rabotai, Rashi says clearly you should go do the Avera. Because there's a very big difference if you do the Avera in public and then it's a Chil Hashem involved versus doing the Avera in private. There's no Chil Hashem involved. I don't want to get into the whole thing, but Tosfot argues on him in the name of Rabbeinu Chananel, and he says Chas v'Shalom, shehutar lo laver Avera beseter. God forbid to allow somebody to do an Avera in hiding. Eila, rather, Chacham Rabbi Ilai. This is what Rabbi Ilai said. Yigiat derachim ve'achasnaot v'lebeshat shochorim mishabrim yetahara umoni'im min hadam la'avor Avera. You know what's going to end up happening? Say he wants to do an Avera with his girl. Whatever, I don't know. He wants to do an Avera. So you know what the Rabbi Ilai is saying? Go to a faraway place where people don't know you. Let's say you got to travel to New Jersey. I don't know, people are somewhere that doesn't know you. By the time you get there, the traveling there itself will break you. Then change your clothing to raggedy clothing to show that you're nobody. By then your Yitzhar is going to cool down. You're going to break your Yitzhar. That's what he's trying to tell you when he says over here that if a person wants to do Naver and the Yitzhar took over him to go into hiding, not to Chas v'Shalom do Naver. He's telling you go there because by the time you get there, you're not going to have the desire to do Naver. How you ever happened, Lola? Right? A person wants to do the Naver and then the Chas the mother father walks in, the Yitzhar dies. Like that in a second. Same concept over here. Rabotai, he says over here, so that was the maskan over there. He says over here, what's going to be, I want to try to see if I have time for this. Rabotai, I do not want to speak about what's going on. Everybody knows. I don't have to replay myself all the time. Guys, we are speaking about a person doing Averas in setter, in hiding. However, we have to remember one thing. Not speaking about Averas done in public. When a person does an Avera in public, it's 1,000,000 times fold. Why do I say that? Because if a person sees you do the Avera, he learns from you. Right? It's a domino effect. When are you going to stop this person? Even tomorrow you want to become religious. What about everybody else that you made sin because Machtiyat Arabim? We don't give him the ability to do. He could do it, but we won't give him the ability. Rabotai, I'm trying to tell you, you have no idea how careful we have to be when we are dealing in the outer with people. I'm not telling you to do Averas in public, in private. I'm trying to tell you, just like you are afraid to do Averas in private, also you should be careful not to do it in public. Today people lost that sensitivity. People even do Averas in public. They have no face already. Look at the way women start dressing in weddings. No face. Look what people do. Look what kind of people sit in weddings. How they dance. They do my machurim for the Yitzhahara. They think doing a separate dancing for 10 minutes for Hashem. And then they do the whole party mixed. You understand? And then they think they're religious people. These kind of people have what Allah to answer for in the next world. They have to be very, very careful. It's not a joke. And nobody wants to say anything. I understand people donate a lot of money. But there's a lot of trouble that's going on, especially now in Elul. People have to wake up and not start learning from these kind of people that do not know Bichlal. I don't even know. I would want to one day open a book with them. Give me anything. Siddur already, Chumash, a simple Raj. I want to see how they're going to be able to translate it. They show themselves like they're the biggest rabbis in the world, chief, or whatever. I'm not speaking about no Rabbi Chasam. I'm just telling you, Rabotai, we show ourselves religious, but we act like animals. Rabotai, I want to show you over here. He says over here, what is the punishment of somebody who does sins hidingly? Nobody sees me. Nobody sees me, correct? Back then, a person used to do sins. Right, they would have to wait until the mother, father goes to sleep until they could wash something dirty. Today, Rabotai, you don't need that. Somebody told me in the train station he was walking not a child, but a teenager. I don't think he was a Jew, whatever. But in this train station, he took the phone like this, and he's watching it like this. He said, I saw you could in the train station. People could already make Averas wherever they want. People already so desensitized that it's. I'm telling you, this world. I don't even want to say this world is coming up. I'm telling you, it's coming upside down. I don't want to say already there. Well, just 1 second. If everything's become worse. Rabotai, he says, Gimor b'Masechet Moed Katan Daf Yuzayin Amur Aleph. The Gimor Masechet Moed Katan, page 17, side 1. Misaperet al Talmid Chacham Echad. Listen to this, Avrumi. Listen to this. The Gimor says about a one Talmid Chacham. Sheshamu alav shemaasev mucharim. They heard about him that his actions were bad, ugly, disgusting deeds. Thank you. Veheviu hadavar liyadei Rabbi Yehuda. They brought these words before Rabbi Yehuda. V'lo yada Rabbi Yehuda malasot. Rabbi Yehuda didn't know what to do. Remember, you speak about a Talmid Chacham. You don't speak about any Joe Shmo. Sheken im nidadaoto. But if he's going to put him to nidu, he's going to excommunicate him. Halo atamidim tzrichim oto lilmod Torah bipihu. The students need to learn Torah from him. All I did was I heard, but I don't know exactly. He does not. Should he excommunicate him? Should he not? But if you're not gonna excommunicate him, Halo Shem Shamayim Mitchalel Al Yido. Hashem's name is going to be desecrated. Right? He goes to the black kippah and you see him dancing in the middle of a mixed wedding or a mixed party, or he's on the beach. This type of things, you desecrate Hashem's name. V'im kach, ma naseh, what should I do? He doesn't know which way to turn. Should I excommunicate him or should I not? It's a double-edged sword. You got to be careful with these things. Rabotai, listen to this. Listen to this. People, I'm telling you right now, today it's all about how you speak. Nobody cares what you say. It's all about how you speak. They don't ask, where's the source? How'd you get it? Where'd you say it? It's a nice story. Wow. I told you, you're going to love this. Somebody came up to me one time, a few years ago, back maybe many years ago, when the rabbi gave me smicha, whatever, he gave me a few smichot, the last one he gave me. The person asked me, Rabbi John, vi mane можете говорить? You know mane, what's a mane? Story. So I said, I don't know what's a mane. I said, I'm not into stories, but I like to learn, Gemara, whatever. You know the person told me, какой ты рабай, если ты мане не можешь говорить? It's a rabbi mane не можешь говорить, он не rabbi. You understand? We became rabbis if we know how to say a story, a good story. But what to do in real life, you're not going to do, correct? That's not a rabbi. Right? You go to a doctor, you know how to say stories, the guy's dying on the table. You know how to say stories? Doctor says, no, I got to do an operation. What kind of doctor? Say something good. Make the guy feel better on the operation table. Yeah, that's how we speak to that. I'm telling you, somebody came up to and told me this. What kind of rabbi? Who gave you the smich if you don't know how to say Baba Maises? You understand? I can say Baba Mai. I just don't want to be responsible for people in the next world. When going to tell me, Rabbi, why didn't you tell me the truth? How everything is going to be with us? I don't want to, because that's what's going to be. If the community doesn't get up, the rabbi doesn't get up. As simple as that. Because the rabbi is here only to be able to bring the community to teshuvah. That's what do you think the rabbi is for? The rabbi's tafkid in this world is to wake up, shake the people to do teshuvah. And if the rabbi all day, nice, I understand you want to try to make everything. Of course, there's a way for everything. But how long? Same thing over and over. Yeah, but now he comes to after. One person told me, Rabbi John, if I would have learned with you, I don't know if I would have ever, she said, if I would have learned with you, I don't know if I would have been able to be Jewish. Whatever. I learned with another rabbi. He said, after 30 years, he put on his kippah. I told him, yeah. After 2 weeks, you would have put on with me. You have to wait 30 years to put on a kippah. 30 years to put on one kippah. What were you doing all these 30 years? Take it easy. Don't rush, Rabbi. Don't rush. I ain't rushing. You don't rush. You have all the time in the world. But this is what it is. People don't want to. When it comes to money, we want to make money the fast way, the easy way. When it comes to Torah, take your time. Don't rush. Don't make it quick. Anyway. Rabotai shtuyot. Believe me. Let's continue. That's why I was speaking to somebody this past week. You won't believe me? I was speaking to somebody this past week. Rabotai, when it comes to learning Torah, you want to make sure you have sources. Because I'm telling you, right, in the end, you're going to say, Kaja Avram was programa. Somebody told me this one time. Kaja Avram was programa. I said, you talk about it, but I go, was. Kaja Avram was barana. I told him, I made fun of them, because how much can you attack the rabbis? It's not Kaja Avram. This is how Torah is. There's machlokes. Pick a rabbi and follow the rabbi. What's the problem? In any event, Rabotai, Rabbi Yehuda didn't know what to do with the student. Really quick, Rabbi Shai. Rabbi Yehuda did not know what to do with the student. Now, from me, listen to this carefully. Sha'al Rabbi Yehuda at Rabbi Bar Rav Chana. Rabbi Bar Chana. Rabbi Yehuda asked Rabbi, the son of Chana, Ha'im Shem'ad Dovra Torah al Safik Shekazeh? Should we listen to words of Torah from this Talmid Chacham that is these are disgusting? Even though we have the Safik, we don't know it's 100%. Rabotai, listen to this piece. Analo Rabbi Bar Chana. Rabbi Bar Chana said to him, Shekach Amar Rabbi Yochanan. This is what Rabbi Yochanan said. Ma pirush a pasuk. What's the pirush? What's the explanation of the pasuk? B'sivri Malachi. Ki sefatai kohen yishmoru da'at. For the lips of a kohen guard knowledge. V'torah yivakshu mipihu. And the Torah you should request from his mouth. Ki malach Hashem tziva'otu. Because he's a messenger of Hashem, of the God of hosts. You ready for this? Here we come to who do you listen to now? If the rabbi, he's comparable to Hashem, the God of hosts, he had Yiras Shamayim, good midot, yivakshu Torah mipihu. You go after. You start listening to words of Torah. But if you know that this rabbi, right, he has on his iPhone, he watches sports, he watches news, he has TV, he goes places, right? Because everything kavod, right? It's not Hashem. It's Hashem, but also the people, right? You live for both, whatever. If not, if he has no Yiras Shamayim, no midot tovot, Az lo yivakshu Torah mipihu. Do not seek Torah from his mouth. Do not learn Torah from him. Rabotai, how many of this? If it wasn't for my Rabbi walking long time ago, I would have left Torah. Because I see too many things that is not kosher. Rabotai, really quick. Sheshamazot Rav Yehuda nida lo to Talmid Chacham. Immediately when Rabbi Yehuda heard this, he put the Talmid Chacham into excommunication. La'achar tukufa misyemet chala Rabbi Yehuda v'natal lemavet. After a certain amount of time, Rabbi Yehuda became sick and he was bedridden to die. Uba'u elav hachamim, and the Chachamim came to ask him, Lish'ol oto, kedei lahatir et nidui shel oto Talmid Chacham, in order to remove the excommunication from the Talmid Chacham that he put. Ukishba'u elav gam oto minudei Talmid Chacham bo imahem. When that Talmid Chacham that was excommunicated, he also came to Rabbi Yehuda with them. Kishara oto Rabbi Yehuda hachal lechayech u'letzachok. When Rabbi Yehuda saw this Talmid Chacham that he excommunicated, he started laughing. He starts laughing. Amar lo haTalmid Chacham, lo maspik shani munudeh, ata gam tochek alai. Starting off that you excommunicated me. Now you're laughing at me? What are you making fun of me for? Amar lo, he said to him, no. Biglalcha ani tochek, not because of you, I'm not laughing at you. Chas v'shalom. El azeh shani holech le'olam hamet olam haba. He says, because I'm going to olam haba, the world of truth. I need to, that's why I am laughing, because I know where I'm going. V'samech ani azeh shafilu adam Talmid Chacham kamoko lo hachanafti. I'm happy. Why? Because I did not flatter a person like yourself. Because you're Talmid Chacham, I could have flattered you. I did not give in to flattery. Rabotai says that Rabbi Yehuda died. Rabotai over here says, I just have to conclude really quick. Over here, Rabbi Yehuda died. They tried to break the nidu. The nidu did not come out. Rabotai, do you know what this punishment was when he did it? They say over here, I just want to read this really quick over here. When the Talmid Chacham left from the yeshiva, because they could not take away the nidu, the excommunication, he started to cry. While he was walking and crying, it became and it bit him right in the place from where a guy makes pee, like literally in his private place. And he died from this world. He continues here, he says, Mida connected Mida. When a person does a merit in hiding, Hashem will take care of him. Doesn't matter how it's going to be. Hashem will take care of him in the end if he does not do teshuvah. Now, Rabotai, Elo is the time to wake up. Enough is enough, Rabotai. People playing too much games. They think they do whatever they want, and they come to give Hashem Ma'im Achronim. I don't want to say more than what I have to. They think they're going to be good with Hashem. Rabotai, that's not how it works. Hashem does not take any bribes. People need to wake up. Baruch Adonai Olam, Amen, 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 Amen,